Hi, in this video we're going to discuss about one more SDLC model, that is spiral model. In the waterfall model we have seen the drawbacks because after completing each phase then we are moving to the other phase. The problem here is after coding completed the requirements are keep on changed, then again we need to start from requirements phase. It is a huge budget to the client and it is going to take a lot of time. To overcome that, and also in waterfall model we have used it started from 1970s, and they identified that okay, if we are waiting each and every phase to complete and then moving to the next phase, in the middle some things are changed, it is a huge impact to the application. Then they entered into the spiral model. Spiral model, see this diagram. In the spiral model we are not going to do each and everything in one phase. We are not going to wait until completion of each phase. This is also waterfall model only, but we are dividing the requirements. Let me assume 100 requirements are there. In waterfall model, 100 requirements you need to complete. Requirements need to complete, analysis need to complete, design need to complete, coding need to complete. Then testing is entering the picture. In the testing phase you identified some of things or gaps are there. Again you need to start from requirements phase. To overcome that, in spiral model we are dividing 100 requirements into 10 parts. Part 1 first 10, part 2 second 10 requirements, part 3 third 10 requirements. Like this way 10 parts of total 100 requirements, let me assume. So here in the spiral you can able to see here, right? First requirement, first 10 requirements, first 10 requirement analysis, first 10 requirement design, first 10 requirements coding, first 10 requirements testing, and then we are delivering to the client. So when compared to waterfall model, here risk will be less. For example, 5 parts are completed, requirements are changed. It is impacting those 5 parts only, not entire application. So when compared to waterfall model, this is better. But here also we are using same waterfall model only, but we are not doing all the requirements to be completed in each phase. We are taking some part of the requirements, doing requirement phase, analysis phase, design phase, coding phase, testing phase, and deliver to the client. And also in waterfall model, let we assume your application is for development and testing, it is taking 1 year to 1.5 years. The client did not get single piece of code from us because he has to wait until everything need to be completed. But whereas in spiral model, part by part we are doing same waterfall model only, but part by part we are doing something. He is going to get into frequently 1 month or 2 months, something he is going to get output from his team. That is advantage in the spiral model. But here also in this model also same disadvantages are there. If something you identified in the testing, it is going to be find out in something you identified in testing phase, again it need to come from requirements analysis, design, coding, testing. But risk will be less when compared to waterfall model. There you are doing need to complete everything in one phase, then only you are moving to the next phase. Whereas here you are dividing your requirements, each part by part you are doing. So advantage is when something is changed, it will not impact the entire application. Second thing is client will receive something from us. If any changes will be there, immediately our team will update the existing code or existing requirements. That is about the spiral model. Why they named it as a spiral? Because the diagram is something looking like spiral. So that is the reason they named it. Let me see one more time. Advantages wise, what are the advantages will be there? High visibility will be there for client because each part by part we are delivering to the client. So obviously visibility will be there to the client, what we are doing, where we are, how many parts completed, how many cycles completed, how many cycles pending. For each and every cycle client will receive something. At the time of requirements completed, for the, let me assume part 1, requirements completed, analysis, design, coding, testing, delivery. So we are delivering to the client part 1 code, part 1 features. So then client feel happy. Whereas in waterfall model, at the end we are delivering. He has to wait 1 year or 2 years or 3 years until complete each and everything. That is not there in this case. At least something he is going to get it. Each and every, at the end of each and every phase, each and every cycle. And risk management also will be handled properly in each cycle. How we are handling the risks in this here? For example, part 3 you are doing, some requirement is changed. Immediately you will update those 3 cycles only, not the entire application. Now you may get a doubt here. Sir, if you are doing 10th cycle, some requirement is changed, then everything is going to change, right? That is correct. Well, this is also waterfall model only, but we are not doing everything in each and every phase. We are dividing the requirements. We are doing cycle by cycle. So when compared to waterfall, here bit better, but whereas same disadvantages there here also. And that is about the advantages part. Coming to the drawbacks, defect identification will be happen only in the testing phase, because there is no verification technique here. What will happen? If verification technique is like reviews, walkthroughs, inspections will be there, we might have identified in the initial stage. If the technique is not there, everything we are going to identify in the testing phase itself. All the defects move to the testing phase, and more time consuming. Yes, how come it is more consuming? Because cycle by cycle you are doing, not you are doing completely at once. It will take lot of time, and more budget also. Why more budget? Whereas in a waterfall model, the teams, testing team entering in the last phase, before phase in the SDLC. Whereas here, each and every cycle, developer BA is required, business analyst is required, development team is required, testing team is required. So all the teams we have to maintain in the spiral model. Then obviously more budget is required, and verification technique is not there in this model. So that is the reason all the defects will move from all the above phases to the testing phase. We need to identify all the defects in testing phase itself. So that is about the spiral model. Let me come back to the interview questions in spiral model. What is the advantage of spiral model than waterfall model? What is the advantage? There 100% you need to complete in each phase, then only you are moving to next phase. If something is changed, it is going to impact that 100%. Here you are doing cycle by cycle. If something is changed, it will impact some part of the application. In the spiral model, what is the advantages? Risk you can manage very easily. And coming to the drawbacks, same drawbacks in the waterfall model. Verification technique is not there, more time consuming, more budget is required. And defect identification will happen only in testing phase, because now verification technique is reviews, walkthroughs, and inspections. So this is about the spiral model. But nowadays, I believe not that much this model is using. Nowadays, the trending models are, if stable requirements, we have to use the VV model, verification and validation model. Or the requirements are keep on changing, the client is not sure about the requirements, then we need to go for agile model. In the future videos, we will discuss about these all models. That's all for this video. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you.